Thanks for joining us for today's edition of Rock Talk. I'm Mitch Stolba, partner Dan Gustafson, and Matthew Sather. We're out cooking again, and we're also talking about estate planning. Before we get going, we're actually going to be doing a recipe here. Come on in tight. We're going to be doing a honey teriyaki chicken skewer, so you can use pheasant or grouse. So what we're going to do, we're going to transfer these to the grill. I like to use the top rack. Now these skewers, I really recommend that you soak them in water for probably a good hour, just so they don't flame up on you. And put them on here, line them up, and then what I'll do is I've mixed in together the honey, garlic, Tabasco, and teriyaki sauce, and I'm just going to glaze these on there. Okay, just a nice glaze on the top side. Okay, let them get going here. All right. And then if you want to get a little fancy, if you're cooking for somebody, just add a little bit of the sesame seeds right on top. Makes it kind of fun. Awesome. Cool. Let's close that up. So talking about estate planning and your estate plan, typically in each estate plan there's a suite of documents. There's typically a will, power of attorney, and a healthcare directive. But when Dan, when we talk with clients when we're doing financial planning, a lot of clients ask us, I've heard I should maybe do a revocable trust or irrevocable trust. Can you explain what the difference is between those?
Sure. Those are another set of documents that can help organize and even help your financial situation a little further. A revocable trust is typically set up to kind of be an organization catch-all for any of your assets, and really to help avoid the probate process is probably the biggest. That can be a time after somebody passes, that can drag out both expense-wise and cost-wise for a number of months, and that revocable trust can help alleviate some of those pains. And then a irrevocable trust is more set up for minimizing estate taxes or potentially avoiding some long-term care costs. And each one, depending on somebody's situation, can be appropriate, and in some cases may not be. So it's really an individual by individual case what might make the most sense for someone.
Matthew, when we sit down with clients and we're doing a financial plan for them and they finish up their estate documents, a lot of them want to make sure that they've shared with their family what their wishes are. And one of the things we recommend, and we've had a number of them held in our office where we help facilitate those, is a family meeting. Want to just touch base on the family meeting part of it?
Absolutely. So I think just as pivotal. Yeah, I mean, getting up-to-date legal documents, that's vital, but also making sure your family understands the circumstance. Who are they going to contact when something happens, when you transition to higher ground? What's going to happen to your descendants? Talking about, all right, this is who we trust, this is who you should contact. But also on top of that too, try to get your family to understand, all right, what are your vision, what are your values, what are your goals? This was important to us. Some of the non-financial information that you want to pass to your descendants as well.
Yeah, we've had a number of clients that have actually used Zoom and recorded their Zoom calls talking about their values, their goals, to share with their kids and also their future generations. Let's take a peek at this chicken, see how we're doing here.
Yeah.
All right, so now I'm actually going to roll these over.
Look at this.
And we're going to rinse and repeat. So we are going to do the same thing on the other side. So again, take this garlic, teriyaki, honey, Tabasco, a little bit of Tabasco. And we got to have Tabasco, we need a little spice, right? Need a little spice.
Spicing it up.
Right, we got the sitting inside here, getting them all danced up again. And just hit those on there. I've got about the heat. I'd say it's almost like a medium high if you go on that top rack. It doesn't take long. Hit them a little bit with these sesame seeds again. You can hear them popping back there. Boom, just like that. Again, with estate planning too, one of the things that we really recommend to clients is to review your beneficiary designations on your retirement accounts, your IRAs, your Roths, your company-sponsored one, your life insurance, personally owned, and whether it's a group benefit. Because beneficiary designations supersede any documents. So if you've been married or divorced or had kids, make sure you update those beneficiary designations to really, what your wishes are. One of the things also that I really ask clients to think about is if you have children that are under 18, and if you're married or single, and if something happens to you and you or your spouse, do you want those monies to go right down to those kids once they reach 18, or do we want to set up a trust, right? I think that's important. Also, if you have a special needs child or grandchild, is making sure that you, and they're receiving government assistance, is that you set up a special needs trust. Because if you have, you want to make sure that all your family knows that too.
Absolutely.
Is make sure they don't name them directly as beneficiary for any assets. Name that trust as the beneficiary, otherwise that disqualifies them for those government assets. So, when we sit down with clients, we gather all that information, and really recommend that you meet with a qualified attorney, right?
Absolutely.
Meet with a qualified attorney. We know a lot of them around the country that can help and really specialize in estate planning. So let's take a peek here.
Oh,
We've
baby.
got about 2 minutes left. They're going to be done. So we're going to circle back here in just a second. We'll check on these. With the estate planning, here's the finished product here for the teriyaki honey chicken skewers. It turned out good.
Looks awesome.
Great.
Yes. So take time again, review your estate planning documents. If you need help, please reach out to us. For Dan, Matthew, myself, Mitch, thanks for joining us for today's edition of Rock Talk. Have a great day, and as always, keep smiling.